foremost, all praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Makakodash, double honors to the elder apostles, that great millstone that taught us this truth. Salutation, all y'all can pushing this word day in and day out, doing this quick lesson on this Klarna CEO. You know, if you don't know what Klarna is, it's similar to Afterpay. There's another one that's like Afterpay and Klarna. But there's like three of them, three of the major 0% interest loan type of companies, short-term loans. Like the loans typically last like 2 months. But if you default on the loan or you don't pay your bill or make your installments, that's when they hit you with the interest or the fees or whatever. They do have credit cards now, but you know, if they're participating stores, you know, Klarna, Afterpay, damn, it's one more, I can't think of the name. But you know, they pretty much do the same thing. They're the new layaway plan. That's basically what it is. They're the new layaway plan, but you know, layaway back in the days, like in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, I believe you didn't get the product until you made your last payment. But this one, you're getting your product up front. You know, because I've used it plenty of times, Afterpay. You know, but you get your product up front. And let's say you buy a pair of tennis shoes, cost $100. You know, you make your first payment when you buy the shoe, so that'll be $25. And then, I guess, bi-weekly, you'll be making $25 payments in increments, okay? So, you know, they saying that AI is replacing workers, man. And they're with it, because they're with the B system, you know? It ain't no coincidence Afterpay and Klarna came out of nowhere and became, you know, damn near household names in the shopping industry. So let me play this quick video.
Oh, you're all in on AI. We actually just saw, what was it, 2 weeks ago? You updated the market as to your financials using not you, but a generated AI version of you. What are you trying to signal here? That productivity can just be limitless?
I think it can, actually. I am of the opinion that AI can already do all of the jobs that we as humans do. It's just a question of how we apply it and use it. But I think also to some degree, this part of doing the CEO AI was because when I met Sam and talked to him first time about this, I said, look, a lot of jobs are going to be threatened. And what are the jobs that people like the least? It's lawyers, CEOs, and bankers. And I happen to be both CEO and banker. So I said, let's replace our jobs first, and AI is going to become more popular than if it replaces other jobs. So we're trying to play into that narrative.
I mean, you've already played into that narrative by articulating how many customer service reps ultimately you don't have to hire going forward. You seem pretty easygoing about AI replacing you, but how do your employees feel?
Well, I think what we've done internally hasn't been reported as widely. Is we stopped hiring about a year ago, so we were 4,500, now we're 3,500. We have a natural attrition as every tech company, so people stay about 5 years, so 20% leave every year, and by not hiring, we're simply shrinking, right? What we've said to our employees, though, is what's going to happen is the total salary cost of Klarna is going to shrink, but part of the gain of that is going to be seen in your paycheck. So we're going to give some of the improvements that the efficiency that AI provides by increasing the pace at which the salaries of our employees increases. And that's because of that message being very consistent for myself and management for the last year. People internally, Klarna, are just rallying to deploy as much efficiency AI as they can, because it just means it has direct implications on their equity and their cash compensation for working at Klarna.
So other than customer services, how else have you felt the benefits? Where in your talent stack has it really benefited?
No, it's across the board, really. You can use it for so many different use cases. I would say in our company by now, with the 3,500, I would say there's a core group of 200 people who have really learned how to apply it practically, to really deploy it to different purposes, for automation, improvements, generating images, generating videos, marketing material, running financial analysis, interpreting our customers' needs and demands, product development, cursor for engineering. Like there's an endless right now opportunities to deploy it for moving faster, accelerate the business.
You filed confidentially with the SEC ahead of an IPO, so I'm not going to ask you to comment on that. But you have been steering us as to how much you've seen an increase in revenue. 23% your AI-generated self told us. But there's still a very small loss. Is it productivity gains that help you get to ultimately profitability too?
It would be part that, but it's also growth. I mean, we have a very healthy margin now in our US business. We have a very healthy margin in our European business. So as that continues to grow, that also obviously helps accelerate the profit making. And we're seeing a great uptick in buy now, pay later in the US. I think it was reported now during, Black Friday and so forth that credit card sales were up like 11%, while buy now, pay later was up about 25%. So there's a major shift going on away from credit cards towards buy now, pay later in the US.
I mean, you're everywhere. When you click on a website and try to pay, when you're on Apple Pay, you're doing deals with WorldPay, for example. How much more is there to bring in the US?
It's amazing. I mean, there's like two things. Like first, the credit card industry is $1 trillion market opportunity, and we're still a tiny piece of that. But more importantly, in the US, there's $1.3 trillion of credit card debt. People pay $120 billion in interest this year. And we calculated that the consumers that have used Klarna by having interest-free payments have saved over $2 billion in the last few years by using Klarna instead of credit cards. So this business model is going to present a serious threat to incumbent banks and credit card companies because it is a more healthy alternative for consumers and drives credit at zero interest for them, right?
I'm sure they love that. I know that you felt that they've come for you in some way, but you're looking towards a new administration here in the United States. How supportive do you think they will be of? I know you've had some interesting takes on some of Trump's promises.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I thought it was interesting that as much as Trump has been talking about just deregulation, removing, there was one thing he said in the opposite direction, which was, in the campaigning, he said we should put an interest rate cap on credit card fees at 10%. And I think Bernie Sanders jumped on it and said, we want to keep him accountable to that. That's a great thing. In a lot of European markets, there is a 20% cap.
All right, so that's pretty much it on that, man. He's pretty much doing self-promotion of his business or whatever, right? And, they may take him out too, if he don't play ball with them, just like they did the healthcare CEO. All right. But this is all a part of Bible prophecy, and he's saying that, which is bullshit, man. He's trying to butter up the poor. He's just saying that the lawyers and these other high-end jobs, they're going to be replaced by AI first. But guess what lawyers know? They know the law to at least keep AI at bay for now, man. All right. They just keep filing lawsuits after lawsuits to make sure their livelihood is at stake, man, still. All right, so right now what's going on is the AI is actually replacing the bottom tier workers, or entry level jobs. Majority of entry level jobs are being replaced by AI. I actually was at a big box store earlier, and they had a cart pusher that was AI, man. It was a bot. It didn't look fancy, it looked like your average weed eater or some shit on wheels. Things of that effect. It was a base robot you could probably get for a couple $100 max. Under $1,000 for sure. But it was pushing carts. It was turning while the carts are being pushed. I should have recorded that shit, but I didn't want to give too many gems of what I do for a living. But it is what it is, man. We're living in the last days of not even a gig economy, of the economy in general. Because as little bit of money we make, we keep this society going. We talk about Jake the Israelite, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, Jake will spend their whole paycheck on a Mary suit. You know what I mean? Whole paycheck on some Jordans, LeBrons, etc. All in the name of, hey, I'm flyer than you. Check out the heat on my feet. Check out the matching brim with the matching tee and so forth, man. But y'all about Shim Yoshai, he's gonna see to these niggas, man. Real soon. And he's seen it to these niggas now, cause, you know, like I said, the jobs are scarce. It's not easy to get a job no more. Unless you want to be slaving for Amazon and so forth, for these gig apps. Okay. Let me get some precepts, man. Okay. Ecclesiastes 12. Let me start at the top, man. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So you're supposed to come in this truth as an old man. I mean, Salaki, as a young man, not an old man. All right? Because when you're an old man, you got all type of pains and infirmities. And, you know, just going to camp would be the last thing on your mind when you could barely stand or walk or read, man. Even though there's certain brothers that's up there in age that come into this thing, but it's very rare to put a new wine in an old bottle, man. Like, you know, after a certain age, I say like around 50 years old, especially dealing with Jake, a nigga think he knows it all. But that's when you're 20, 25, you still impressionable, man. I believe they say the brain don't fully develop till around 25, you know. And I believe there's some truth to it. You know, that's a young man, but 25, you know, you can still grow a few inches, you know, around that age. I remember I stopped growing like around 25. I mean, it was a slight growth. It wasn't a growth spurt, but I mean, you know, in your early 20s, early to mid 20s, you may gain an inch or two, man, you know, in height. Okay? While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble and storm men shall bow themselves and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, yeah. Your future forecast, economic forecast, your future plans, you know, your house, your cars you want to pay off in a few years, all that's going to be darkened real soon. You know, all that's going to be property of the U.S. government. Your money, your houses, your vehicles, whatever resource you got, it's going to be property of the U.S. government to pay back, you know, that multi-trillion-dollar debt on the debt clock. Okay? So even the money you have, you don't really own it. You could have $100 million in the bank, you don't really own that shit. You know? Yeah, even a phone had to chime in. Alright? Even though the scriptures say money is a defense, but, you know, we in our captivity. Yeah, this day in our captivity and all this shit belongs to Esau. His money is on, his face is on the money, you know? It ain't our faces on the money, it's his dry ass face on the money. Okay? And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Yeah, so, you know, you ain't gonna be waking up at your alarm clock, going to work, going to school, whatever you're doing in your life, your day to day. Because the Lord's getting ready to flip the switch on this society, man. So everything you see today that's normal, Westworld, when all hell break loose, it's gonna be abnormal, you know. You know, you got all these motherfuckers getting ready to celebrate Satellite, aka Christmas. Alright. Showing you that Jake don't want the kingdom. They want things to get better here in Babylon, but that's not the case. Scripture says we were to heal Babylon, but she cannot be healed, man. So, no matter what stimulus measures, what, you know, little niggas you put on your you know, in your jobs, in your schools, whatever, on your sports teams, you know, that shit ain't gonna save Babylon, right? this one more precept, man. This is Isaiah 19:15. Neither shall there be anywhere for Egypt. Egypt's a Greek word meaning bondage, and America is the ultimate house of bondage, man. The house of slavery, prison planning, and so forth. It's the head or tail branch a rush may do. So it don't matter if you big wig CEO, all the way down to the bottom, bottom janitor. There could be no work for this place real soon, man. It could be as early as next month. You know, you come back from holidays, your holiday break, because, you know, most people, they'll take a week vacation, 2-week vacation off from work just to celebrate these wicked holidays. And then they come back to work or school around January 3rd or 4th. But I believe New Year's to this year, it's going to be like on a Wednesday or Thursday. So, you know, it'll be in the middle of the week. So, you know, just come January 2nd, you're going to try to go to work, go to school, and nothing. It's going to amount to nothing, man, because, you know, the Lord's getting ready to use this devil to come down, man, with great wrath pursuant to Revelation 12:12. Esau know that he had but a short time. That's why he's putting Trump in there to rile the spirits of these Edomites, but it's too late, man. So I'm going to end it there till next time. Shalom.